Good evening, good evening. What's going on, folks? Welcome to another live pro wrestling talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far. I know we hit about the middle of the week, so hope everybody's doing well. So I'm getting ready to go on vacation, but I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about, some of the few of the hot topics going on. I just learned recently that Stardom has a pay-per-view on this Sunday, 9/11, at the Yokohama Budokan. So I'll preview the card for that. A few titles are going to be on the line, plus some more 5-star Grand Prix matches. So kind of a small pay-per-view in a sense. Going to talk about all the mess and everything that went down with AEW, which included a backstage brawl, which included Tony Khan doing some damage control, which included AEW titles being vacated, suspensions happening, and just a good amount of cleanup. We'll talk a little bit of WWE as well, but yeah, I definitely wanted to get on here for a bit and talk some pro wrestling before I went on vacation. So, first off, I want to start with Stardom. Before I preview the pay-per-view that'll be at the Yokohama Budokan, sorry about that. Let's go over the current standings for the 5-star Grand Prix as we get ready to enter towards this upcoming pay-per-view. Because we did have some more matches that took place within the last few days. We get a sip of water and we'll get started. Okay. Let's look at the Red Stars. Let's look at the Red Stars block. So quite a few changes here. So nobody is winless anymore on the Red Stars. Nobody is winless. So sitting at the bottom, tied with 2 points apiece, are Momokogo and Unagi Sayaka. Let's take a look at Unagi Sayaka. Right now, she is 1-4 with 1 victory over Saki Kashima, but 4 losses to Utami Hayashishita, Mai Sakurai, Shuri, and Saki. And then Momokogo is 1-6. She finally got her first win in the 5-star Grand Prix by defeating Saki Kashima. That's right. That's her one victory. But she has lost to Koguma, Utami, Hayashishita, Azumi, Himeka, Mai Sakurai, and Risa Sera. But I'm just really happy to see that Momokogo finally got a victory in the 5-star Grand Prix. I was really hoping that she didn't finish winless because that would have been garbage. But thankfully, she finally picked up a victory. So nobody in the red block, the Red Stars, is winless. So we're good there. Next up, sitting at 4 points by herself at 2-3 is Saki. Saki's 2-3 with victories over Koguma and Unagi Sayaka, but losses to Azumi, Maika, and Risa Sera. She still has a lot of matches to wrestle, so she could still bounce back. She still has a lot of matches to wrestle. Okay, so we have two ladies with 6 points. We have Saki Kashima and Risa Sera. Let's take a look at Risa Sera. Risa Sera right now is 3-2. She has victories over Momokogo, Maika, and Saki, and 2 losses to Utami Hayashishita and Himeka. So she still has plenty of matches left as well. So Risa Sera, we'll have to see if she can make a run soon. And then Saki Kashima right now is 3-5. 3-5. Victories over Tam Nakano, Maika, and Shuri. So pretty big victories. But 5 losses to Koguma, Momokogo, Unagi Sayaka, Himeka, and Mai Sakurai. So still looking a little rough for Saki Kashima. She doesn't have a lot of matches left, so we'll have to see what she does in her last remaining matches. It looks like she has 4 matches left. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladies sitting at 8 points, which are Koguma, Utami Hayashishita, Tam Nakano, Mai Sakurai, and Shuri. So let's take a look at Shuri. Shuri right now is 4-4 with victories over Azumi, Unagi Sayaka, Himeka, and Mai Sakurai, but 4 losses to Koguma, Utami Hayashishita, Maika, and Saki Kashima. And she also doesn't have many matches left. I think she has 4 matches left, so it's starting to wind down for our current World of Stardom champion. But I'm pretty sure she's not going to make it to the finals. Mai Sakurai, also 4-4, with victories over Momokogo, Unagi Sayaka, Himeka, which was a big upset, and Saki Kashima, but has lost to Koguma, Azumi, Tam Nakano, and Shuri. But still, her victory over the Jumbo Princess, that was big. That was really big. Tam Nakano is 4-2. She has victories over Koguma, Maika, Himeka, and Mai Sakurai. So dang, she's got 3 victories over members of Donna Del Mundo. Jeez. And then 2 losses to Azumi and Saki Kashima. She still has plenty of matches left. Like I said, Tam Nakano is my pick to win the 5-star Grand Prix. And I think she still has an opportunity to make it out of the Red Stars. But right now, 8 points, and she's 4-2. Utami Hayashishita, the Red Queen. She is also 4-2, with victories over Momokogo, Unagi Sayaka, Shuri, and Risa Sera, and 2 losses to Maika and Himeka. So she's got a handful of big victories. I mean, the victories over Shuri and Risa Sera were pretty good. And then Koguma, the high-speed genius. 8 points. She is 4-4 with victories over Momokogo, Mai Sakurai, Shuri, and Saki Kashima, and losses to Tam Nakano, Maika, Himeka, and Saki. She only has 4 matches left as well. All right. And then we have 3 ladies tied with 10 points apiece. And the 3 ladies are Azumi, Maika, and Himeka. Ooh, this is getting really, really close here. Let's start with the Jumbo Princess, Himeka. She is 5-4 right now. She has victories over Koguma, Momokogo, Utami Hayashishita, Saki Kashima, and Risa Sera. Those victories over Utami and Risa Sera, those are pretty big. But she has 4 losses to Azumi, Tam Nakano, Mai Sakurai, and Shuri. Himeka only has 3 matches left. So we'll have to see how well Himeka can finish out her last 3 matches. So the most that she can get is 16 points. If she can win out, she'll finish with 16 points. All right. Micah. Micah is 5-3. She has victories over Koguma, Utami Hayashishita, Azumi, Shuri, and Saki, and 3 losses to Tam Nakano, Saki Kashima, and Risa Serra. Now, Micah has 4 matches left, so she actually has an opportunity to finish with 18 points. If she can win out the rest of her matches, she can finish with up to 18 points. And then lastly, Azumi, who also has 10 points. She is 5-2 with victories over Momokogo, Tam Nakano, Himeka, Mai Sakurai, and Saki, and 2 losses to Micah and Shuri. And she still has 5 matches remaining. So, being that she has 5 matches remaining, she could still finish with she could end up finishing with 20 points. I doubt that she will, but I think right now, being that Himeka, I feel like, is in the most critical position, being that she has 3 matches left. She really needs to finish strong. And Himeka's last 3 matches will be against Saki, Micah, and Unagi Sayaka. It's going to be tough, especially against Micah. That's going to be tough. Himeka will probably finish with either 12 or 14 points. But like I said, I'm still predicting Tam Nakano to make it out of the Red Stars. But right now, Azumi, Micah, and Himeka are sitting at the top right now with 10 points. With currently the woman right now that has the best record is Azumi at 5-2. Okay, so that's the Red Stars. Let's look at the Blue Stars. Okay, Blue Stars. Unfortunately, with the Blue Stars, we still have 2 ladies sitting at 0 points, which are Hanan and Suzu Suzuki. Suzu Suzuki, right now, still 0-3, with losses to Hazuki, Natsupoi, and Mirai. So I'm hoping with her next matches, she'll start a win streak. Hopefully, she'll get on a win streak. And then Hanan, right now, is 0-8. Hanan has 8 straight losses to Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Saya Kamatani, Julia, Mirai, Ami Sore, Momo Watanabe, and Starlight Kid. Hanan has 4 matches left to get a victory, which are against Saya Ida, Natsupoi, Mina Shirakawa, and Suzu Suzuki. I will be shocked if she finishes winless, because she's the future Stardom champion. She can't finish winless. That'll be a bunch of garbage if she finishes winless. But I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. Okay, sitting at 2 points right now is Saya Ida. Saya Ida is 1-5. She recently just finally got her first victory, which was over Momo Watanabe. But she has 5 losses to Mayu Iwatani, Saya Kamatani, Mina Shirakawa, Julia, and Ami Sore. Okay. Sitting with 4 points right now is Mina Shirakawa. Right now, Mina Shirakawa is 2-3 with victories over Saya Ida and Momo Watanabe, but losses to Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Julia. And she almost won that match with Julia. She put up a good fight. And then we got two ladies sitting at 6 points. Two ladies, both from Oedo Tai. And they are Momo Watanabe and Starlight Kid. Let's take a look at Starlight Kid. Starlight Kid is 3-3. She has victories over Hanan, Saya Kamatani, and Ami Sore, but losses to Hazuki, Julia, and Momo Watanabe. And then Momo Watanabe has she's 3-5. Victories over Hanan, Natsupoi, and Starlight Kid, but losses to Saya Ida, Saya Kamatani. Dang, she lost to both Sayas. Mina Shirakawa, Mirai, and Ami Sore. Yep. All right. We got two ladies sitting at 8 points apiece, which are Mayu Iwatani and Natsupoi. Let's take a look at Natsupoi. Natsupoi is 4-4 right now, with victories over Mayu Iwatani, which was a big victory for her. She's beaten Mayu Iwatani, Mirai, Ami Sore, and Suzu Suzuki. So Natsupoi could be a sleeper. She could emerge. She could emerge and go on a big streak near the end, and she could pose a threat to make it out of the Blue Stars. Because those are 4 very big victories for Natsupoi. She's beaten Mayu Iwatani, the icon of Stardom and the SWA champion. She's beaten Mirai, who was this year's Cinderella tournament winner. She's beaten Ami Sore, who Ami Sore's been on a roll lately since coming to Stardom. And she's beaten Suzu Suzuki, from Prominence. So those are 4 big victories for Natsupoi. But the 4 losses, though, were against Hazuki, Saya Kamatani, Julia, and Momo Watanabe. So also 4 hurting losses. But like I said, Natsupoi, I think, could emerge as a sleeper to make a last run. She only has 4 matches left, but which her 4 matches remaining are against Mina Shirakawa, Hanan, Saya Ida, and Starlight Kid. All 4 very winnable matches for Natsupoi. So keep an eye out for her. And then we have Mayu Iwatani also at 8 points. She is 4-3. Mayu has victories over Saya Ida, Hanan, Mina Shirakawa, Ami Sore, and 3 losses to Saya Kamatani, Natsupoi, and Mirai. And the thing is, she's got a tough remaining schedule. I mean, it's got to face Hazuki, Julia, Momo Watanabe, Suzu Suzuki, and Starlight Kid. She's got a tough task ahead of her. All right. We have 3 ladies sitting at 10 points, and they are Julia, Mirai, and Ami Sore. Let's take a look at Ami Sore of God's Eye. As a matter of fact, both her and Mirai are 5-3, both members of God's Eye. Ami Sore has defeated Hazuki, Saya Ida, Hanan, Mirai, and Momo Watanabe, but losses to Mayu Iwatani, Natsupoi, and Starlight Kid. So she technically owns the tiebreaker over Mirai since she beat Mirai. Now let's look at Mirai, who's also 5-3, 10 points. She has victories over Mayu Iwatani, Hanan, Julia, Momo Watanabe, and Suzu Suzuki. But 3 losses to Hazuki, Natsupoi, and her stablemate, Ami Sore. So God's Eye and the Blue Stars looking pretty strong so far. Looking pretty strong. And see, they both have 4 matches remaining. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes between these 2 ladies. And then Julia. Julia, who's been on a roll lately after dropping her first two matches. Julia is 5-2. So wins over Saya Ida, Hanan, Natsupoi, Mina Shirakawa, and Starlight Kid, but losses to Hazuki and Mirai. But it's going to really get even more interesting for Julia going forward with the folks she has remaining to wrestle. I mean, she's still got to face Mayu Iwatani, Saya Kamatani, Ami Sore, Momo Watanabe, and Suzu Suzuki. Those are going to be really, really tough matches for Julia. Really tough matches. All right, we have one lovely lady sitting at 12 points. A record of 6-1 goes to the Wonder of Stardom champion, the Golden Phoenix herself, Saya Kamatani. That's right, she is 6-1. She's been on a roll. So, other than the one loss to Starlight Kid, she has 6 victories over Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Saya Ida, Hanan, Natsupoi, and Momo Watanabe. And honestly, she's making a big case to come out of the Blue Stars. I know a lot of people probably don't want to see Saya Kamatani make it out of the Blue Stars, but she's on a roll. She's only had one loss, and she's been on a roll, and she's beat some major people. I mean, she beat Hazuki, who had been on a 7-match win streak. She beat Mayu Iwatani, I mean, the icon of Stardom. You know, so she's had some big victories. Now, I'm really curious to see how she fares against Julia, Suzu Suzuki, and both members of God's Eye, Ami Sore and Mirai. Now, they're going to definitely be good tests for Saya Kamatani. So we'll see how that goes. And finally, still sitting at the top of the Blue Stars, but not by a lot, because there's others closing in on her. We have Hazuki with 14 points, with a record of 7-2. She has 7 wins. She went on a 7-match win streak, which was against Hanan, Natsupoi, Mina Shirakawa, Julia, Mirai, Starlight Kid, and Suzu Suzuki. But then she dropped 2 back-to-back matches with losses to Saya Kamatani and Ami Sore. So she's hit a little bump in the road. So I really feel like she's still the favorite to make it out of the Blue Stars, but other ladies are starting to emerge. And looking at the matches she has left, I mean, Hazuki only has 3 matches left. So she still has to face Mayu Iwatani, Saya Ida, and Momo Watanabe, which honestly, she could win those last 3 matches, or at least 2 out of her last 3. So I could see her finishing potentially with either 16 or 18 points. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But those are your current standings of the 5-Star Grand Prix. And speaking of the 5-Star Grand Prix, this weekend's pay-per-view will include some 5-Star Grand Prix matches. So let's take a look at the card that they have for this pay-per-view. So this pay-per-view, Stardom will be at the Yokohama Budokan on September 9/11. We have, let's see, we have one match. We have one regular tag team match. We have two title matches and four 5-star Grand Prix matches. So let's take a look at what we have here. So we're gonna see a tag team match. Ooh, this is exciting. We're gonna see Cosmic Angels, Mina Shirakawa, and Waka Tsukiyama team up to take on God's Eye's Shuri, the World of Stardom champion, and the newest member of God's Eye herself from Just Tap Out, the queen of JTO herself, Tomoka Inaba. That's right. Newest member of God's Eye teaming up with Shuri, taking on Cosmic Angels. I am looking so forward to that match, and I'm going to go ahead and pick God's Eye, Shuri, and Tomoka Inaba to destroy Waka Tsukiyama and Mina Shirakawa. Not just win, but destroy. I cannot wait to see Tomoka Inaba's run as a member of God's Eye. Okay. Let's go into the 5-star Grand Prix matches. We'll save the title matches for last since they're title matches. Okay, we have we have 3 Red Stars matches and 2 Blue Stars matches. So let's look at the Red Star matches. So we got Unagi Sayaka from Cosmic Angels versus Risa Sera of Prominence. Yeah, I know Unagi Sayaka's struggled quite a bit. I think she only has one victory. I don't see her beating Risa Sera though. So I'm gonna have to say Risa Sera gets the victory. So I'm picking Risa Sera to get the victory and earn her 2 points. All right. We have another Red Stars match. The Jumbo Princess of Donna Del Mundo, Himeka, takes on Saki of the Colors division of Cosmic Angels. Saki's been kind of, I mean, she does have 2 victories and, she's 2-3. So, I mean, nah, I'm gonna say Himeka. I'm gonna say Himeka gets the victory. I'm picking Himeka to get the victory over Saki. Yeah. So Jumbo Princess gets my vote. And then the last Red Stars match. Oh, we got ourselves a Queen's Quest showdown as Azumi, the current high-speed champ, will take on Utami Hayashishita, the leader of Queen's Quest. Ooh, this is going to be tough. Oh, man, this is going to be tough. Now, so far, Utami's only lost twice. She's lost to Himeka, and she lost to somebody else, I thought. Hold up. Micah, that's who it was. That's right. So, and see, Utami and Azumi's in the lead right now. Oh, man. You know what? This is tough. This is tough. This is really tough. Oh, because part of me wants to pick Azumi, but nah, you know what? Nah. You know what? Bump it. Bump it. I'm going to take a gamble and say Azumi upsets Utami Hayashishita. I'm just go ahead and say it. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Azumi upsets Utami, gets the victory. Yeah. I'm going to take a gamble and pick Azumi to beat Utami. Stamp it. Okay. And then we have 2 Blue Stars matches. We have the Wonder of Stardom champion Saya Kamatani taking on Prominence's Suzu Suzuki. Ooh, man. Oh, man. This could be where Suzu Suzuki finally gets her first win, y'all. I think Suzu might get her first win over the Wonder of Stardom champion. And you know what? Because you know what I think it could lead to? I think it could lead to a future Wonder of Stardom title shot for Suzu Suzuki. You know? I could see that actually happening. Why not? Why not? So you know what? I'm going to pick Suzu Suzuki to get her first victory defeating Saya Kamatani at this pay-per-view to get her first 2 points and knock Saya to 6-2. And then we have the last Blue Stars match. Ooh, this is going to be good. It's the SWA champion, the icon of Stardom, Mayu Iwatani, taking on the leader of Donna Del Mundo, Julia. Now, if I remember correctly, I think the last time these 2 ladies faced each other in a singles match, I believe Mayu Iwatani got the victory, if I remember correctly. So, whoo, man. And then looking at the standings, I mean, Mayu has 8 points. Julia has 10. Oh, man. I might have to stay neutral for this one because this one could really go either way. But you know what? Bump it. I'm going to pick Julia to win. I think Julia will get her revenge and beat Mayu. I'm picking Julia. Okay. Now let's look at the 2 title matches. So we have the Artist of Stardom trios titles on the line as the champs, Oedo Tai's Starlight Kid, Momo Watanabe, and Saki Kashima will defend against Stars Hazuki, Hanan, the Future of Stardom champion, and Koguma. Yeah. Oedo Tai wins. There's really not a whole lot I can say about this personally, but Oedo Tai wins. I think Oedo Tai retains their titles and keeps their run going. I think it's a pretty easy one. And then we have the Goddess of Stardom tag titles on the line as the champs, Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano, and Natsupoi will defend against Amisore and Mirai of God's Eye. Dang. Mirai and Amisore, I think this is probably like their second or third Goddess of Stardom title shot. Or is it just me? I feel like Amisore and Mirai have kind of gotten a lot of Goddess of Stardom tag title opportunities. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I am picking Tam Nakano and Natsupoi to retain the titles. I mean, they just won them not too long ago, and they gotta keep some momentum going ever since Natsupoi joined Cosmic Angels. So I feel like they still got to keep that going. But don't get me wrong, I could see Mirai and Ami Sourei as future Goddess of Stardom tag titles, and who knows? I could see them even win the Goddess of Stardom tag league. I could see them winning that tournament. So hey, we'll see what happens. But I'm picking Tam Nakano and Natsupoi to retain. But yeah, that's your pay-per-view at the Yokohama Budokan, and apparently it looks like they said that there's going to be a battle royal, a pre-show battle royal. So I don't know the details of that, but it looks like on the Twitter post for We Are Stardom, looks like there's going to be a pre-show battle royal. Huh. That ought to be interesting. But hey, I look forward to it. Should be good. But yeah, that will do it for Stardom. But yeah, quite a bit to look forward to. And I think I also think that Kyrie may have fully recovered. I think looks like she may have fully recovered. So could see Kyrie getting back to the in-ring action, and who knows, maybe before the end of the year, she'll get her title shot for the Wonder of Stardom Championship that we were supposed to have against Saya Kamitani. So just got to be a little patient, just a little patient. But okay, that is Stardom. Let's take a look at a little bit of WWE. Because we'll save AEW for last. But Dominic Mysterio has officially joined Judgment Day. Not surprised. I dig the new look. It's definitely a different look for him, but hey, he's got to embrace the dark side. But yeah, laid out Rey Mysterio, laid out his father and all that. But yeah, Dominic Mysterio is with Judgment Day now. Looks like Rhea Ripley has him whipped. Fellow North Carolinian Braun Strowman has returned to the WWE, got on Monday Night Raw and destroyed a handful of tag teams. Made his presence felt. Well, guess no more control your narrative for him. Must have left EC3 to fend for himself. Although Control Your Narrative is coming to Charlotte, North Carolina, late October. Thought about maybe testing it, but I don't know. I'll probably pass. Yeah, I'll probably pass. John Elite, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Dom joining Judgment Day didn't make sense to me. If he was joining them, he should have costed Ray and Edge the match at Cardiff instead. I do agree with that. I do agree with Judgment Day should have been the one to win that match with with Dominic, costing Ray and Edge. I do agree with that part, but him joining Judgment Day was coming. It was coming. It might not have been exactly like this, but him joining Judgment Day was coming. It was only a matter of time, but it was coming. So the right move was made, just not how the move was done. But the right move was made, but not how it was done. That's what I'll say. But It was only a matter of time. It was a matter of time. Uh, other than that, I mean, of course, Bobby Lashley defended the United States Championship in a steel cage. The Miz was trying to escape the cage and got scared half to death from a emerging Dexter Loomis coming from under the ring, staring at him lying down. Which, man, there's so many funny memes that got made from that one shot. It was hilarious. Oh, you gotta love Dexter Loomis. Just him haunting the Miz has just been so funny. I dig it. I totally dig it. But of course, Bobby Lashley retained. So we got that. We know that Damage Control of Dakota Kai and Io Shirai are going to get a tag title shot next week. So there's that. I know we had Nikki ASH and Dewdrop went up against Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah, the women's tag team champions, but they lost. So, I wouldn't say too much of anything special, happened. But John Elite says, with Braun back in the WWE, do you think he's coming after Roman for what happened at Payback when he got pinned by Roman, which started this historic reign for Roman? Well, he did announce that he was going to SmackDown, so I could see that happening. Glad to see Ciampa get his first name back. Yeah, Tommaso Ciampa, Austin Theory, everybody getting their names back. Now I'm just waiting for Pete Dunne to get his name back. I'm waiting for him to get his name back. I'm waiting for Shotzi to get Shotzi Blackheart back. So hopefully it'll happen across the board. NXT 2.0. So at least it's good to see in NXT 2.0 that we're still seeing some of the NXT UK stars retained and used. I mean, we saw Mako Satomura go up against Roxanne Perez, which was an excellent match. Tyler Bate teamed up with Braun Breaker to take on Gallus. Thought that was really cool. Now, of course, Pretty Deadly are the tag champs now, the unified tag champs. So that's really cool. JD McDonough and Wes Lee, that was pretty good. So I really like what they're doing with that. Nathan Frazier versus Axiom. They started a best of 3 series with Axiom getting the first victory. So it's good to see that they're putting the NXT UK talent to work. We're seeing a lot of that happen. Apollo Crews' eye is all jacked up. So we'll see how that plays out as the storyline between him and Grayson Waller continues. Here's another vignette for the Super Diva. And this new vignette, this surfer, Sol Ruka, which I believe she had been wrestling on NXT Level Up. So we'll have to see what happens with her when she emerges and debuts on NXT 2.0. But it's just really comforting to see the UK talent mesh well with the 2.0 talent. Let's see. Okay. And we know that Johnny Gargano will make his in-ring return and compete next week. So looking forward to seeing Johnny Wrestling actually wrestle. Okay. Let's look into AEW. So, a couple of things. AEW, the whole media scrum, and apparently CM Punk is legit hurt as well, injured. Apparently has another serious injury. I don't know exactly what it is, but I heard word that it happened from him coming off the top rope. But oh, actually, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So I'm looking at a report. Apparently, CM Punk has a torn pec. So CM Punk suffered a torn pec. So, that's already bad enough, on top of everything that happened with the media scrum and post media scrum, like backstage. But CM Punk went in that media scrum. I mean, he had no filter, pretty much slandered the AEW EVPs, made Tony Khan feel very awkward. Lashed out at Colt Cabana, mentioned about Colt Cabana, talked a little bit about that whole past history. And of course, the Elite were very upset. They felt disrespected, which, I can totally understand. And sure enough, this led to, backstage altercation. Punches were thrown. CM Punk threw some punches. Apparently, a chair was thrown. Ace Steel got involved. Kenny Omega got involved. His dog got involved, apparently, or whatnot. But all this led to suspensions. And the word is that those that are given suspensions were the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Pat Buck for some reason, Michael Nakazawa, and apparently Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels was involved, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, apparently he was involved. So yeah, it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But despite all that went down, the fire from that backstage brawl altercation, Tony Khan had to play damage control. And right now, it's safe to say that at least we know CM Punk and Ace Steel are suspended, but could end up being fired. There's still no word yet on whether they will be fired or not, but I'm sure they'll come to a decision, or we'll probably hear something about it tomorrow. But Tony Khan started doing damage control. The AEW World Championship and Trios titles were vacated, which was the right move. They did crown new AEW Trios champs, which Death Triangle had a match with Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. It was a great match. It was a really great match, but Death Triangle got the victory. So they are now the new AEW World Trios champs. So we got 2 belts back. I love it. I mean, it would have been nice if Best Friends and Orange Cassidy won as well, since they still haven't won any titles in AEW. But I mean, Death Triangle, they're the hot trio. So there was that, and not only that, so that takes care of the AEW Trios titles. So to address the AEW World Championship, they decided to hold a tournament. So here we go with another tournament, ladies and gentlemen. The Grand Slam Tournament of Champions. So they started the tournament tonight with an incredible match between Hangman Adam Page and Bryan Danielson, which of course Bryan Danielson won. He will advance and face Chris Jericho in the next round. Chris Jericho had a bye. And then we will have Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin this Friday. They'll face each other, and the winner from that match will face Jon Moxley in the second round. So the semifinal matches will be next week. And then the finals will take place at Dynamite Grand Slam in New York on September 21st. Now, we all know that MJF has the chip. He got the chip. He won the chip as the Joker from All Out. So he'll be able to cash in his title opportunity, which I'm pretty sure, being that they're crowning a new champion at Grand Slam with the two finalists, I'm pretty sure it's going to lead to MJF getting his title shot at Full Gear in November. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Is that he's going to get his title shot at Full Gear. Now, we got that. It was also announced that the Acclaimed are going to get a rematch. They're going to get a rematch at Grand Slam. So we're going to get Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed 2 for the tag team titles. So that's pretty cool. Congratulations to Red Death, the Dragon Slayer, Daniel Garcia, defeated Wheeler Yuta in the main event to become the new ROH Pure Champion. So I thought that was really cool. That was an excellent match. And, no shade thrown to Yuta. Wheeler Yuta was a great champion, but definitely this one had Daniel Garcia's hands all over it. I mean, this was done in his hometown of Buffalo, New York. He had the special welcome, and he put on a clinic, and he won fair and square. So definitely was good to see that. And some say that he could be next to join the Blackpool Combat Club. We shall see. I think that would be really cool. But Daniel Garcia is your new ROH Pure Champion. Well earned, well deserved. Let's see. Couple of other things that I've heard. So, word is Malachi Black was granted a conditional release. Being that he cannot join WWE or any other big major company. But I think the main thing behind this is that he, can take as much time as needed to take care of personal issues, mental health, things like that. So, not sure what's going to go on with what's going to happen with the House of Black. I mean, hopefully maybe Brody King and Buddy Matthews can still compete as a tag team or, as single stars. You still got Julia Hart as well. So, I mean, they still have three members of the stable. It's going to be a bummer without the leader there. So, but like I said, it's a show. This is a lot more important. So I pray that Malachi Black takes as much time as he needs and, works out the personal issues and, takes care of his mental health. I've met the guy. I met the guy at last year's WrestleCade. I love Malachi Black. Dude is very chill, very easy to talk to. Like, he literally spent time chatting with fans, and it was cool. It was really cool meeting Malachi Black. He's awesome. He's really awesome. I'm happy for him and Selena Vega, aka Thea Trinidad. I think they're an excellent couple, and I hope they're still doing well. But yeah. I do hope and pray that Malachi Black, you know, gets his issues taken care of, the mental health taken care of, because mental health that's no joke. That's no joke. You know, it'll be sad to not see him compete, but this is a lot more important. This is we're talking about his well-being. So, um, get well soon, Malachi Black. Um, and I just hopefully you get well and you can come back and entertain and wrestle and do what you do best as soon as you can. Also, heard word. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but word is Thunder Rosa may have requested her release from AEW. Ooh, now, to be honest with y'all, that doesn't surprise me, being that she's been getting a lot of flack for quite a long time, actually, at least for a whole year or so. Just with the sandbagging, the whole situation, with Evilise, and just, yeah, it doesn't surprise me personally that she would request her release from AEW. She gets a lot of flack, especially from the fans, especially from fans. So I just, it's sad. She's another one that I've met. Great, lovely lady. I've met her in person. I met her at WrestleCade. I like Thunder Rosa. One, I think she's hilarious. And two, I mean, we have to also remember not only is Thunder Rosa a pro wrestler, she also does MMA. She also does MMA. So, there's that. And I just feel like she does so much. I mean, she's running another smaller wrestling promotion, So that's my whole thing. But I mean, hopefully it's, not the case, but I would not be surprised if it was true that she's requesting a release from AEW. Would not surprise me at all. And my whole thing, okay, so the whole CM Punk meltdown. Here's my thing. I'll say this about the whole CM Punk media scrum meltdown. No, I don't think he handled that well. I definitely didn't think it was the time or the place to voice all of that, especially the way that he did. But as fans and just, folks watching, we have to also realize something. We have to also understand that despite how we may feel about CM Punk, I know a lot of folks like him, a lot of folks don't like him. Fair, fine, great, understandable. But let's not sit here and act like that man hasn't had his buttons intentionally pushed for a long time. That man can't go anywhere without his buttons being pushed constantly. Now, we have to also keep in mind that, maybe certain buttons that are pushed that sets him off aren't the same buttons that would set me off or you off or anybody else. But as human beings, we have to also remember and stop acting like folks haven't said the right things or done the right things to push our buttons and set each of us off, regardless of how it may look, regardless of whether we were in the wrong or we were in the right. We all have our own buttons that if somebody, whether it's somebody that we know well or not, if they push those buttons, they typically set us off. It's happened to all of us. No, I don't like a lot of decisions that CM Punk has made. I know he has given a lot of backlash to others, especially, WWE, you know, the way things happen with when he was doing MMA and, just didn't have a great showing there. But at the same time, I do kind of get the man's frustrations. I do get the frustrations. But he definitely should have handled them a lot better than he did. I will say that. And I also, I say the same for the Bucks. Kenny Omega, I get, the disrespect. I get, the buttons pushed. But I mean, backstage brawling, regardless of who threw the punch first, I mean, a brawl was set off. I understand the idea of defending yourself, but all of that could have been handled a lot better. And unfortunately, suspensions happen. But damage control had to be done. And if anything, I really felt for Tony Khan because he was put in a very, very awkward position during that media scrum. A very awkward position, And if anything, I don't know, maybe cutting the mic would have been a better thing. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine how I would have dealt with that in front of the cameras like that at a media scrum. It also may be something they might want to consider, but maybe no longer having media scrums after pay-per-views. I mean, after that might be something they want to consider. That's something they might want to consider. But that's just me. It's just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. But I mean, I feel for Tony Khan. He was put in a very awkward position. I mean, but like I said, I think suspensions happen. And I know some folks are thinking, he's going to get fired, which it wouldn't surprise me if he did get fired. Something tells me that's probably what's going to happen. I don't know really what could happen going forward if he were to get fired. Because number one thing I don't see happening, I don't see CM Punk going back to WWE. I really feel like that bridge has been burned. I mean, despite Vince McMahon not being there, a part of that anymore, not being in charge anymore, I still feel like the bridge has been burned. Because we have to remember, CM Punk talked a lot of bad about the folks at WWE. And let's also keep in mind, in his words, WWE killed his passion for wrestling. Those were his words. Those were CM Punk's words. So I honestly feel like if CM Punk were to go back to WWE, there is argument that he could be considered a hypocrite. I'm just keeping it real. One could argue that he would be a hypocrite to want to go back to WWE. Now, anything is possible. I mean, after all, look at Cody Rhodes. He's back in the WWE. I know he's on, he's out injured. He's recovering. And a lot of folks are thinking that he's going to be the favorite to come back and dethrone Roman Reigns. But I just really feel like it would be understandable for one to feel like CM Punk is being a hypocrite if he were to return to WWE. And then, I know there's a lot of talk about, how will AEW do going forward? Could this potentially lead to the end of the Elite in AEW? Because remember, it wasn't said who, but one of the members were threatening to leave AEW. So I don't know if the suspension, time away will be enough to cool and calm things down and mend things upon return. And even if the Elite do somehow leave AEW, I think AEW will still be fine. It's just they're going to have to, do even more serious damage control. They may have to change some things, put some other folks in charge, and go from there. But I think they will still be all right. But and I know there's a couple of folks out there who are talking about, the idea of the Elite perhaps going to WWE. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening because I don't see them being treated as the stars that they are in WWE. I don't see it. I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I don't see it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, I do hope that they can, clean things up. I hope they can clean things up and, get a whole bunch of stuff back in order. Like I said, they've addressed the title situation, so at least there's that. But yeah, if anything, I just hope it all works out. And it's really sad to see how this went down, because Punk just got the title back and all, but then this all went down, and he got hurt again. So it's just, we hate to see it, but at the same time, I think Tony Khan, started doing the damage control, and there'll probably be more to do, but we'll probably hear something tomorrow as far as, is CM Punk going to be fired, suspended? Same thing with Ace Steel as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much all that I have for tonight's stream. Let's see. I definitely will do a recap. Once I see the Stardom pay-per-view, I'll definitely do a review video for that. I know there'll be a lot to see on Sunday, because Sunday's week 1 of the Carolina Panthers season, as well as this pay-per-view. So I'll have a lot to catch up on. So, but that's all for tonight's stream. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. I'm going to get ready to go on vacation, but I will be back Saturday. Take care, and I will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out.